government finance and the need to boost revenue, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo, has decried the low level of revenue generation in the states. Governor Soludo laments that the state internally generated revenue, IGR, is still disappointingly low. According to him, the state IGR, since he assumed office, is not close to 50% of what he anticipated to achieve, which should be about 4 billion naira monthly. Jide, Lagos is set to have crossed the Rubicon of 1 billion naira daily. And Anambra is talking about 4 billion naira monthly. I thought they had the kind of El Dorado in Anambra State, as in a state that was ready, that, you know, could match up any state.
No. You can't even match Rivers. Not to talk of...
in terms of IGR.
You can't match Rivers, you can't match FCT, not to talk of Lagos. You don't, it's like a flyweight trying to get into a fight with a super heavyweight.
With this formation,
the outcome is very predictable.
In a whole month.
You know? So, the truth is, Soludo feels really disappointed that he's struggling. He's struggling to generate 1 billion. You know, the way some people talk about Anambra, you would think that Anambra had been placed right up there, among the very best in our country. But this is one of the parameters by which you can actually judge whether a state is actually viable. Some of these states, if the distributable revenue from the center does not come their way, they cannot survive. They can't survive. There are many states like that. A state that cannot generate consistently at least 2 billion a month. Where are you going to find the resources for infrastructure development? Where are you going to find it? You've got to be able to, as a center of commerce, you've got to be able to do much better than that. And there are many, they have to look at all the so many things. No, the thing is now, what are we even talking about? Unknown gunmen turning Anambra into their headquarters, Anambra and Imo State. Do you think business people will feel comfortable to stay there?
That's a major factor.
That's a no-brainer. Today, because our friends from the East, they like to open their container on Monday mornings. Monday mornings, you are doing sit at home. That's the day they like to open their container. You do sit at home on Monday. So what did they do? They now divert their cargo to neighboring states like Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom has benefited tremendously. They divert their cargo to Anambra. They will go and open their container there. Our friends from the Southeast, they are very ingenious. They are very inventive. When an obstacle is created, they found a way around it. That's why they are very successful in business. Because in business, you have to be able to think on your feet. This is the truth. So, the kind of money that you actually come to Anambra will not come when businesses are relocating. Onitsha, for example, is a shadow of itself. The other day, Governor Soludo was lamenting about what Onitsha had become. And we are saying, let's fix this security problem. If we don't fix this security problem, those who are supposed to even site businesses in Onitsha so that the government can make money, they would rather come to Lagos. They will come to Lagos. They will brave all of the difficulties that they are facing in Lagos, the threats of violence, because either we like it or not, the kind of violent crimes that we see in other places, kidnapping in Zamfara, kidnapping in Niger. Who will tell me that such kidnapping is happening in Lagos, except a person who is born to lie? They don't happen. When was the last time a major kidnap happened in Lagos? I think the last one that I can remember was that retired naval officer that was kidnapped around the Korodu or so, I mean, on the island and via the waterways. It doesn't happen here. But in other places, you can hardly sleep with your two eyes closed. In daytime, they came into Gusau to kidnap one of the aides of the governor just some days back. You know, so this thing, if you can fix insecurity, then people will come and do business. There are businesses that are relocated to neighboring Onitsha because even people are sending their children to go to school in Onitsha. The truth has to be told, whether some people like it or not. People are taking their children to go to Asaba, to go and school there. Asaba is just a spitting distance to Onitsha. It's just the bridge that separates them.
When you see it and then you see that, look, we have to do so many things in terms of security, infrastructure, and everything to shore up this IGR.
You know, apart from that, if you look at those who are even in the on the tax net, they are majorly companies. There are individuals who don't pay a kobo tax. Go to those states, because most of them, as we know, most of our brothers in the Southeast are privately employed people who are traders, who distribute this and that. And such people perhaps are not even under the tax net. So definitely your revenue will drop. We have companies that are relocating, your revenue will drop. We have individuals who are private individuals. They don't pay taxes. They are not under the tax net. You will not make enough money. And in such cases, what the governor can do is also to try and take a good census of individuals who have businesses, whether registered or unregistered. I mean, if you open a shop or a warehouse and all that, are these people paying tax? Majority of it, maybe they don't. Or if they don't pay enough tax. And if you are talking of trying to raise 4 billion in a month, you can't even, you can't compare that to a place like Lagos, because there are factories, there are companies, and so on and so forth. I think what Governor Soludo needs to do now, he's still in his first term, and he has ample time to do that, is to take an appropriate census of companies, individuals who have companies either registered or unregistered, who must be brought under the tax net. The problem we are having here is not even the only fact that the thing is dropping. It's the fact that there are so many people. Yes, you have those who have relocated, companies that have relocated, but what about those who are there who are not paying tax? You see people, when you take a record, people who are under formal employment, either companies, private companies or government companies, are the people who pay most tax. Even here in Lagos, if there is a system that you can make it in such a way that everybody must be on the under tax net, more revenue will come in. But in a situation where you have just very few people and nobody cares about that, because Abuja is coming with money that is almost drying up now. And even if it's not drying up, there are developments that you need to make in your state that you need tax from people to pay.
All right.